I was working from work one day home. Then I met this young guy. He was walking behind me. So while I was going, he was behind me and he was like, don't look at me, don't look at me. So I just turned. And I was like, I'm not looking at you. You are behind me, so how can I be looking at you? Then the man was like, oh, wow, you are very respectful. If it was any other person, the person would have insulted me. So I just smiled. Then he was like, I want to talk to you. So I stood there. Then he asked me, are you married? I said, no. Do you have a husband, a child? I said, no. Are you seeing any man? I was like, yeah. Then he said, how old are you? So I mentioned my age. Then the man told me that while I was going, he saw me walking with another man. And it's like the man was so close to me. So it's like, it's a spiritual something he saw. It's not a physical man. It's like a man that is following me everywhere I go. So he was the first person that prompted me that he's seeing a man. So it means I have a spiritual husband.
So how many men have run down after they got involved with you? Like approximately?
Let's say 3. Because, yes. Because, and you know, the one thing about it is like when I'm with you and it happens like that and you leave, like after some few months, it's like you'll be okay. Yes.
You get everything back.
Yes.
So the first boyfriend who left to his mother, did things work out for him eventually?
After he left, like I didn't hear from him again because we broke up.
Yeah.
So after a year or something, he called me and he was in the police.
He was in the police.
Yes.
After he left you, he got the chance to go into the police. But when he was with you, he lost how many times?
3 times.
3
he
times.
got the forms
3 times. He didn't get it.
Yeah.
But when he left you, he went into police.
Yes.
Now the second Nigerian guy.
The second Nigerian guy
whose shop was locked.
Yeah, for him, when he traveled out, like
You've not heard from him.
I've not heard from him again, but from the kind of things that he's been posting, like some of the scene, you can see that I think things are better.
What happened to the third person? And do you have a boyfriend now?
No, I don't have
a boyfriend. But do you have sex?
No, I've stopped.
You stopped?
Yes.
Because
I'm scared. Yeah.
Whoever you sleep with, the person will have negative feedback.
Yes.
Whether the person is dating you or not. Once sex happens.
Yeah. That's the problem.
What if the person wears condom?
For me, I don't even have unprotected sex.
You don't have unprotected sex?
Yes, you know, sex is a spiritual thing. Whether it's condom or it's not condom. So far as you have entered somebody's wife, it's like, let's say something like that.
Yeah, so your spiritual husband is alert.
Yes.
So now, if men ask you out,
I don't go
you
anywhere.
even agree, or you even like the person, you don't agree?
I don't go anywhere. I don't even... So people, especially men who know me, they feel maybe I'm too hard. But they don't know I'm trying to save them from something. And it's like I don't tell people if... No, I don't do that.
But you see, so sometimes if ladies are playing hard to get, sometimes it is to our own advantage. Or you want to eat someone, you want to eat the lady and the lady is doing no, come, she won't come, visit me at home, she won't come, let's hang out, she's giving you excuses. Sometimes it is to save you. Maybe they know things that you don't know, like this one for instance, Ishira for instance. If Ishira is telling you, oh, I won't come home, or I can't make it to our outing, I can't hang out with you, someone might think you are being too low.
All of them.
But only you know that if I let you eat one, you are in trouble. Right, Vibes in 5, Ghana's first social media celeb talk show. The name Arnold, Elavanyo. You can always call me. Big shouts to all of you doing the watching now. It's another Face Off edition, and we're about to make it happen. Face Off is like crazy. You know, people tell their stories, real stories, things they're going through, highly sensitive, very private. Some are deep confessions that they would want you to hear, to learn something from. And mostly also offer your opinions and your experiences as well. So please pay attention so that we can listen to Inshira's story. Inshira is addicted to masturbation. She started it very early and she's been doing it for long, to the point where it has moved into the spiritual realms. She feels she's married spiritually. And whoever she gets involved with, if things were going on well for you, as soon as she gets involved with you, after some time, you realize that things will start going bad. And how did she realize that she is the cause of the woes of the people who get involved with her? How did she even realize she has spiritual marriage? And how did she know that the masturbation is causing more harm to her spiritually and physically? She is here to share her story, and let's all pay attention. Inshallah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah. Is this how you've always been, or you used to be big, you used to be small, or you've always been like this, or you know?
Oh, I was bigger than this.
You were bigger than this?
Yeah, and I was a little bit fairer.
And you were a little bit fairer?
Yeah.
So what happened?
You know, when things are bad for you and maybe you don't have solutions to it, it turns to a problem. You begin to worry. So me, when I'm upset, mostly I can't eat. Yeah.
When you're upset, you can't eat?
No. So if I even when I have money, I have the food and I'm not happy, like
You
I don't
cannot
feel
eat.
like, so it reflects in my looks.
So does it mean that you've been upset for long? So you haven't been eating for long?
Oh, if I say I'm not eating, it doesn't mean I don't eat at all.
So yeah, but
But
you don't eat
see,
well.
the way you're supposed to eat, like as a normal human being, maybe I can eat in the morning and that's all.
You won't eat again?
Yeah, not because I'm not hungry, but because like I don't feel happy inside. So even when I see the food, I don't have the appetite too.
I see. Are you troubled?
Yeah. No. Right now I'm okay, but not how I'm expected to be. So
How you're
like,
expecting it to
yeah.
be? So you are troubled somewhat?
Somehow.
Somehow. What caused your troubles? What would you say have been the reason why life has been this way for you?
Okay, growing up, for me, like, let's say I didn't really enjoy from childhood because my parents gave birth to my little sister when I was just 1 year. So it's like all the attention was shifted
To her.
So according to my mom, she told me that when I was young, people used to come for me. So that in order for her to be free, people used to come for me, they'll go and room with me. So it's like I didn't really feel that kind of motherly thing. See, so we had this cousin of us living with us, and she was a little bit older than us. So it's like when my parents go to work and we close from school, she was the one that used to take care of all of us. So she was the one that started with, and in my house we are all girls. Like let's say the last born is a boy, but he came later, like later. So then when the lady was behind,
You were all girls?
Yeah, we were all girls. So when my parents go to work and in the evening after school and everything, we'll be in the house because no friends are allowed and you can't visit somebody. So she was the one that introduced all of us, all of my siblings, into this mama dada thing, you understand? And since we were all girls, like you use your hands and those things.
So she introduced all of you to masturbation?
All of us.
All of
But the thing was, we were doing it like, we didn't know, we were kids by the, let's say, 7, 8 years.
You didn't know what you were doing?
Yeah, we thought it was, we were playing because we were very young then. I didn't even know anything called masturbation. But after we did it for some time, she did something. She was not our biological sister.
Okay.
So she did something and they sacked her. Then she left the
So
house.
was she touching all of you, or she made you touch yourselves? Like you touch her, she touches you, you touch
all
your
of us
sister?
were doing it to ourselves, all of
Okay.
us.
Okay.
Not only her touching us, all of us were doing it.
Okay.
So she left the house and that was all. So my siblings and myself, when she left, we stopped.
Okay.
We stopped doing it till I got to SHS. Then I had a girls' school and I went. So when I went to the girls' school, by then, because of the church, very strict, so you can't even have a boyfriend, those kind of things. So when I went there, it's like this kind of lesbianism things were there, but I didn't involve myself. But most of my mates were having this kind of boyfriends.
boyfriends,
So
okay.
when we go on vacation and they come back and they are sharing their experiences, it's like from you, if you start, your father will kill you, you understand? So it's like that was when I started masturbating.
Okay, from secondary school.
Yes, because I was doing it with my cousin and she left. So it's like I had an idea of how it is. But then I was doing it with people. But this time around, I was doing it alone.
To yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was very reserved when I was in school. So people didn't really know me. So I always want to be in my one corner. And because I knew my background too, so I didn't want any problem. So mostly when I'm alone and there's no one with me, that was what I used to.
Yeah.
So I did that for some time. Even when I completed SHS and I came home, I was still doing it. So it's like, even when I go home, when my siblings have grouped themselves and they are chatting and everything,
You'll be isolated.
Yes, I'll be in the room. So my mom thought that was my nature. But they didn't know I was doing something different when I was
So it was the
alone.
masturbation that keeps you isolated so that you can do it anytime you want?
Yes.
Okay.
It became so part of me.
So you did it very often?
Yeah, oh, not very often, but let's say every day I will do something,
Every day,
but
yeah.
it's not like morning, evening, no. But every day when I'm alone,
You do it.
just because of the kind of feelings I had. And after that time, I was not having any boyfriend or girlfriend. So it was after some time that my daddy released me. Even after SHS, I was working with my dad. I started working with him and he taught me this printing and designing things. So I was there with him for a while. Then I was printing some exam questions for a school. There's a school that were bringing it.
Okay.
Yes. So that was how come the school's man, the proprietor, found out that I could help him because he didn't have a secretary.
Okay.
So
you
he
started
spoke
working
to my dad and I started working for him.
Okay.
Yes. So that was how come he released me and I
Okay.
went there. So my first relationship started in that school.
In the school.
I met, yes, I
So
met
it was
someone.
a teacher?
Yeah, when I went there, he was already teaching.
Right. Now, how did it end with you and this young man? And I'm still looking at what the masturbation led you to and how you got to realize that whenever they get close to you, things go wrong for them.
So when I associated myself with him, everything was cool. But he wanted to leave the place. So he bought police forms. All his brothers are policemen.
Right.
So he bought the forms, first one, he didn't get. Then his brother gave him another money, he bought it. That one too, he didn't get. So the third time, he did it again. And even that one, it was my own money I gave to him because all of a sudden, every money he had, he didn't know how
The money started going,
vanished.
yeah.
Yes, so I gave him money myself and he bought it and still he didn't get. So from there, he started having issues, health issues, rent issues, and a whole lot. But I didn't, as at that time, I didn't really know what was going
happening?
on.
But were you having sex with him before his things started going wrong?
Yes.
So he was the one that broke you?
Yeah, that was the first person I had sex with.
Okay.
So after that incident, the guy just told me he's going to stay with the mom since everything is not moving on in Accra and his mom is in the Eastern region. So when he went, because of the distance, we had certain issues and we had to split.
Okay.
Yeah. So after that incident, like I didn't want to date again. So I went back to the masturbation again. Like I was doing it. And even that one became more serious than the first one because I found out that young guys were not approaching me anymore. And it was only people's husbands. And me too, I didn't want that. So that was the main reason why I was suffering because people who like had the things to help you, maybe whatever you needed, they have it and they can help you. But all those people too, they wanted to sleep with you first. And me too, I was not willing to. So it's like I get the opportunities and they go, like they just bypass me. But I didn't know it was the spiritual marriage that was linking me to just like people that would just come and destroy me and go. Because, you know, as a young girl, if you are dating a married man, there's no way this person will marry you. He's like...
Some will make you a second or third wife. It's possible.
No.
But I mean, let's go on.
You understand? So that one too really worried me until I had a different guy.
Okay.
Yes, so that issue was serious. Because when he came in my life, that guy was doing very well. That he was traveling almost every 3 months. He used to travel outside. So when he met me from the beginning, and he found out that I was coming from a very bad family background, he decided to do everything possible to help me.
Right.
So he decided to buy, since I knew how to print, that was the plan, like buy machines, set up a place for me, like a whole lot of plans. So even when I was attending IPMC school, he paid part of my fees. Like he was trying his best to...
For you?
Yes. So when we started, everything was fine. And I didn't know I had spiritual marriage by then.
Right.
So me, when I'm in a relationship with you, it's like I don't start having sex with you from the beginning. Maybe it will take some time. So before we had sex, everything was okay. He was doing everything until we started seeing ourselves and we started having sex. Then things began to change. So he was having, the guy is not a full Ghanaian. So let's say he's a Nigerian and yeah. And he was having a shop at Nigeria. At Circle and one at La Paz. So after we had the sex, he just came back one time and he told me that they've closed his shop. And I was like, how? Then he told me the government says Nigerians are taking over the businesses at Circle and the Ghanaians are not getting any jobs to do. So they came to lock up some shops at the where they sell the phones at the story building. So his own too was locked up. So
is it tiptoeing?
Around Circle, Nigerian, I don't know the place.
Okay, all right.
So and he was only selling iPhones, like only iPhones and iPhone laptops and those things. So when they locked up, we were thinking maybe after some few days that one they did. So now the shop is locked.
It's locked.
Yes. So like the fans were not coming. So he said he had like an ambassadorial deal for Huawei phones. So he invested so much money in that thing, hoping that maybe they will just call him. Then they told him that because of the corona, that one too has crashed. So it's like everything became bad. And now his rent, he couldn't pay. He couldn't, like, even money to board a car to town to do business, he couldn't get it. So within that period, we started having small misunderstandings. Like, because it's like anytime I had a dream, maybe a lady was warning me to stay away from him. And anytime he also dream seeing me sleeping with somebody. So it's like, I was thinking he has a girlfriend somewhere, and he was also thinking I'm sleeping with other guys. So it became a problem, like trust issues. So it's like anytime I go to him, he wants to check my phone. Yes. So, and you know, it's not right for you to be invading people's privacy, even though you are my guy. So it was always creating a problem. You understand? So what happened was, I was working from work one day home. Then I met this young guy. He was walking behind me. So while I was going, he was behind me and he was like, don't look at me, don't look at me. So I just turned. And I was like, I'm not looking at you. You are behind me, so how can I be looking at you? Then the man was like, oh, wow, you are very respectful. If it was any other person, the person would have insulted me. So I just smiled. Then he was like, I want to talk to you. So I stood there. Then he asked me, are you married? I said, no. Do you have a husband, a child? I said, no. Are you seeing any man? I was like, yeah. Then he said, how old are you? So I mentioned my age. Then the man told me that while I was going, he saw me walking with another man. And it's like the man was so close to me. So it's like, it's a spiritual something he saw. It's not a physical man. It's like a man that is following me everywhere I go. So he was the first person that prompted me that he's seeing a man, so it means I have a spiritual husband. And he told me that I should give him some money so that he'll buy certain things and use it on me, so that he'll break that covenant. Because when I use those things on me and he breaks it for me, the spirit will not come back again. So when he told me, and he told me he was using a dwarf spirit. For him, he told me the truth at that very moment. So he gave me his contact. So when I go home, I called my pastor, because I'm a singer at church. So I called him and I told him this is what someone told me. Then he told me that, okay, it's good the person has told me that, but looking at the dwarf spirit thing, he said, maybe he can help me come out, but maybe I'll go involve myself in something more dangerous than what I'm in, so I should just leave it. And before, how I got to know my pastor is like somewhere 2020, I was very like hyper. When I say hyper, I was moving from program to program at Dansuman. I was in a group there. We used to sing, so we were always going for program. And I went to minister somewhere. That day I was the lead singer. So after the program, that was when I met my pastor. And even that day, he didn't talk to me. So after the program, we went home. Then later on, the church where we went to minister, they gave us an invitation that the man of God wanted to see the crew, all of us. So it was a night program they were having. So we had to go to his church. And when we got there, he told the crowd together with everybody that it was me that he was looking for. But he knew that maybe when he calls only me and the choir is not part, maybe I'll not come. That's why he called all of them. So there, he didn't tell me I have spiritual marriage. But he said he saw it. So that was what he wanted to help me with. That's why he invited me there, so that at least I can be coming to church.
Okay. So he told you?
After I told him about the dwarf man's thing, that was when he also confirmed
that you have spiritual marriage.
Yes.
So since then, what has it been doing to you?
So it's like, let's say, disappointment. Because anybody you meet from the beginning, maybe the person will hear your story and it's so touching. But the moment the person decides to help you, it's like a spiritual manipulation thing. I don't know how it happens, but all of a sudden, the person will just vanish. You call them and sometimes they won't pick up. So let's say if you use a foreign number to call and they find out it's you, they'll just be like, oh, I'm busy, let me call you back.
And they won't call you again.
Yes. And let's say if you are working with somebody too, maybe the person will promise you like, I'll give you 10. Like this, I'll give you 10. Before you know, they'll be giving you like 2, 3 here. So it's like everything you are doing, you're not satisfied. You don't feel at peace. Maybe you think, oh, I don't have peace here. I want to move to this place. When you move, when you go there, maybe the first 3 months, 4 months, you feel like, oh, this place is better than the place. But before you know, something worse will even happen at where you were.
So how many men have run down after they got involved with you? Like approximately?
Let's say 3. Because, yes. Because, and you know, the one thing about it is like when I'm with you and it happens like that and you leave, like after some few months, it's like you just...
You'll be okay.
Yes.
You get everything back.
Yes.
So the first boyfriend who left to his mother, did things work out for him eventually?
After he left, like I didn't hear from him again because we broke up.
Yeah.
So after a year or something, he called me and he was in the police.
He was in the police.
Yes.
After he left you, he got the chance to go into the police. But when he was with you, he lost how many
3
times?
times.
3
he
times.
got the forms
3 times. He didn't get it.
Yeah.
But when he left you, he went into police.
Yes.
Now the second Nigerian guy.
The second Nigerian guy
whose shop was locked.
Yeah, for him, when he traveled out, like
You've not heard from him.
I've not heard from him again, but from the kind of things that he's been posting, like some of the scene, you can see that I think things are better.
What happened to the third person?
For the third person, he himself is having a problem. You know, sometimes you have a problem and someone too has a problem. And both of you come together, so it just
becomes worse.
Yes. So right now, I left him, but I think for him, he has not been fair with ladies in his past because according to when my issue started with him, I was told that I have a problem, but he too is like in his past he treated some ladies poorly, and I think some of them said things or did certain things to him, and those things too are working against him. So it's not only mine. So for him, even when I leave him, he needs to go and appease
all those ladies.
People. Yes.
But what did you cause him?
For him, it's like he was sacked, like he was working in a company, and I don't know what happened. I think according to him, it was a theft something, but he knew nothing about it, and they sacked him.
They sacked him.
Yes.
And this was...
So after he left the job, that was when they found out the truth. They were calling him back, but he didn't go. And after that time, I had broken up with him. So you could see that it was because of maybe when he was with me.
So did his sack also happen after you had sex with him?
Yes. So I didn't know, but you see, according to what the spiritual man explained to me, he told me that the spirit that is married to me is the jealous type. So he wouldn't allow any man to have his wife. So if you're a man and you come close, it will give you signs from the beginning. Like maybe you see small signs, but if you want to prove stubborn, it will just bring you. Like the Nigerian guy like this, even when everything was wrong for him, he still wanted to marry me. That one guy went far. His parents, my parents, everybody. So he was trying his best. Like if he was in my life, I think by now we would have been married. You understand? So when the spirit found out that this guy is being stubborn, for him he suffered more than anybody.
He suffered?
Yes, he really suffered. Because even he got to a time that I was the one using my money to cook for him. There was no money, like
there was nothing coming in.
Yes. And he was the one taking care of his parents. So everything, he was not even getting money to even send to them in their house.
So at that point, did you know it was you? Did you know you were
for me, because I was told. So when I see those things, I know it's me.
Then do you tell them that you know that you are the one? You tell them?
I tell them the truth.
You tell them the truth?
Yes, because I need help.
So how do you tell them, like, okay, these things you are going through, I know
no,
it's because
I don't
you are
tell them these things you are going through.
How do you?
You know, when the thing starts, it shows us, it brings signs. Some of us, sometimes, I think the Nigerian guy got to a time that he became abusive. I remember sometime he slapped me because I went out and I came back late. I went to visit him and he told me he was going to see a friend. I should wait for him. And when he came, I also went out, but I didn't come up. But he was very soft. But when I came back, he didn't even ask me any question. He just slapped me. So I knew it was not normal. So after he did that, he came back to his senses. So he was crying. And he knelt down, so he was begging, and I told him that I should forget, but I know it's a spiritual thing. So he asked me, how did I get to know? And I explained everything to him. I told him the truth, that this. So he was into ministry then, and he said where he was, they hurt him, so he stopped going to church. So I was the one that pulled him back. So when I told him about it, he felt that, oh, at least we could be going to church so together. That they would. Yes, so we were in the same church. But the thing, when the spirit also found out that we were being stubborn, that was when the fights and everything, now the attacks became so serious, like, yes, every aspect of his life, every aspect.
He was attacked completely.
Every aspect. Yes. Every friend he knew, all of them, like, he didn't do them anything, but any people that were buying for him, they stopped buying. Friends, like he used, when he stopped ministry, he used to go to the pub and those things. All those people left him. Like even the things he was selling, they were in the shop. They were not buying.
They were not buying.
Even after they closed his shop, he managed to get like small things and like give to people who have these mobile phone shops that they will sell, and they were still not buying. So it's like the things were in the shop, but his own, they were not buying. So his money was
lost. So why didn't you just move away from him to save him?
It's not my fault. Because, you know, sometimes when you even want to move, you know, since the thing is spiritual, it's not the person's fault. So, like, they know that physically I'm a nice person. But if not for the spiritual things happening, maybe
it would have been better.
Yes. So sometimes even me, when I'm moody, they try to lift my spirits. You understand? So some of them, even when you want to move, they want to.
So because of that, are you able to keep a boyfriend? And do you have a boyfriend now?
No, I don't have a boyfriend.
But do you have sex?
No, I've stopped.
You stopped?
Yeah.
Because
I'm scared. Yeah.
Whoever you sleep with, the person will have negative feedback.
Yes.
Whether the person is dating you or not. Once sex happens.
Yeah. That's the problem.
What if the person wears condom?
For me, I don't even have unprotected sex.
You don't have unprotected sex?
Yes, you know, sex is a spiritual thing. Whether it's condom or not condom. So far as you have entered somebody's wife, it's like, let's say something like that.
So your spiritual husband is alert?
Yes.
Ish.
You understand? So, and sometimes too, and mine is kind of weird because, you know, there are people who dream and, let's say, they see people having sex with them. But mine is not like that.
You don't.
I've never had that kind of.
You've never had that wet dream.
Never.
Seen anybody having sex with you.
I've never had that.
So how does he have encounter with you?
Yes, that's what I don't know. So I was told I was trying to seek help. So I was talking to a lot of people. So one person told me that there are 2 types of spiritual marriage. There is one that the spirit will sleep with you. And you will know. And there's one too, maybe it's because of an ancestral, they married you to.
Yes, so you were given like an atonement.
I don't know. You understand? So we have that one. So that one, those ones, you will not know.
You will not know.
Yes, but they are jealous. They are the ones that spoil the things like.
So apart from the men that come around you that your spiritual husband destroys, is it destroying things about you too?
Oh yes, it's spoiling a lot of things for me, because I think as a lady, dear, like looking at my age, I should be having 1 or 2. I have so many skills. Even this hair, I did it myself.
Wow.
Like I didn't learn it. It's natural. I do so.
You are skillful.
Yes, and I can sing, but you know, it doesn't bring you helpers. Like yes, it doesn't bring you helpers.
Doesn't bring you helpers
because it's like. I learned when you have those things and you like it, they will also come with you. But when you don't like it and you are trying to suck them away, that's when they rebel. You understand?
So do you like it?
I don't like it.
So they are rebelling against you?
Yes, because like the spirit doesn't want you to be with any man. And I'm supposed to marry as a woman,
and
you
have
understand?
children.
And have children, have a family. So if you don't want me to have any man and a man comes, then automatically you, that man, you are in trouble. And me too, that maybe I gave you the chance to come in my life. If they give you the chance to make me better, I'll be happy. So you too, you'll be frustrated.
You'll be frustrated.
Understand? So even when someone wants to help you, that day they will tell you, I'll help you. You say, okay. The next day, that same person, you don't know what happened. Yes.
So now if men ask you out,
I don't go
and you
anywhere.
even agree, or you even like the person, you don't agree?
I don't go anywhere. I don't even. So people, especially men who know me, they feel maybe I'm too hard, but they don't know I'm trying to save them from something. And it's like I don't tell people if no, I don't do that.
But you see, so sometimes if ladies are playing hard to get, sometimes it is to our own advantage. Or you want to eat someone, you want to eat the lady, and the lady is doing no, come, she won't come, visit me at home, she won't come, let's hang out, she's giving excuses. Sometimes it is to save you. Maybe they know things that you don't know, like this one for instance, Ishira for instance. If Ishira is telling you, oh, I won't come home, oh, I can't make it to our outing, I can't hang out with you, someone might think you are being too low.
All of them.
But only you know that if I let you eat one, you are in trouble. So let them just brush. Because you still need to feel something, or you masturbate still.
No, I've stopped.
You stopped?
Long time I stopped.
You stopped?
Yes.
So how do you cope now? Because the feeling, the urge will come.
Anything.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I'm serious. It's like right now I live a very boring life.
How?
Because at the moment, it's like where I'm staying, I don't live with my family. I live alone. Where I'm working, they give me an apartment, so I stay there. So from work to home. Home, watch movies. If it's church, sleep.
So you don't do
I don't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere.
You don't do Main Clement. You don't do anything.
I don't do anything.
But you will feel for it. So,
You see, the reason why I stopped all those things, this thing really cost me, because it got to a time that I didn't want to add this, but I need to.
Yeah.
It got to a time that I found out that the second guy I was with, he really liked sex, the Nigerian guy. So I found out that when we met, there was nothing wrong with me. But I got to a time that I started having some kind of weird smell down there.
How?
Yes, so I noticed it first. So I went to, there's a place called Abroanana Helper. I went there and she checked everything for me. Then she told me there's nothing wrong, because if you're having infection, you should see some signs, but this one, there's no sign, but the smell was coming. So I was kind of feeling some way. So it was one specialist I spoke, because initially when the thing started, I was looking for help, so I was talking to a lot of people, and they told me that if sometimes the man is being stubborn and the spirit doesn't want you to have sex, to bring that kind of smell so that when he comes, he can't
stay.
Then he will go.
Then he will go.
Yes. So after we broke up, then
the smell.
Everything just.
After you broke up, the smell.
Yes, I didn't treat anything.
You didn't treat it. So now it's no longer
there's
smelling.
nothing there. It's just vanished like that. So it's serious. Like
then you are sensitive. You feel. You see the signs.
I know.
You are alert.
As a human being, you know yourself. So when something goes wrong,
you know.
Yes, because it's like when he's not with me, I don't like.
You don't feel it.
Even when he was with me and the smell came, if you are not ready to have sex, I don't feel anything.
But once you are ready to have
sex, the moment he comes close and maybe he feels like doing something, then
you feel it.
He and I will perceive it. Yes. So it's like I was told that, like he's being stubborn.
Yes.
So the spirit.
So did the smell push him away, or he still ate it no matter what?
Oh, from the beginning, he noticed it. And he knew it was not like that when he met me. Yeah. So he told me sometime ago that what happened to you. So he's a man and he's my guy. So he told me, like, I was like, I don't know. So he told me maybe if it's infection I should treat. So he bought me drugs and made me like go for injections, thinking it was nothing, like, you understand. So he got to a time that after the next sex crime, he was not feeling like. He was not
feeling it. So he withdrew, or he ate it regardless?
Oh no, he stopped.
He stopped?
Yes. So it was during that period that the relationship became basa. Yes. And he became abusive too, verbally, emotionally, physically, everything. So we just had to.
So what is the problem now? What is it? What do you want now?
Right now, I want to be free.
You want to be free?
Yes, like, because it's like the thing. You go to pastors. I've been to so many pastors. They'll pray with you. They tell you, oh, it's over. Like, let's say 1 month, 2 months, you see like, oh, you see changes. Like, oh, things are kind of, before you know,
it's back.
It will come back again. So I spoke to one spiritual person. You interviewed that man, and I picked the contact. And I hope
he's okay.
I didn't conclude anything.
Okay.
So when I spoke to him, he told me that spiritual marriage cannot be cleared by anointing oil and prayers. But there is something that every spirit doesn't like. So he has to like confirm and give me that thing to bat with it so that the spirit will stay away from me. And if I do that one and the spirit comes close to me like for 3 days and it sees that I'm using something it doesn't like, it's like automatically it will go. So.
Wow. So you want to be free?
Yes, I want to be free.
So if any person has the power to set you free, you will be happy?
I'll be happy.
Okay.
And all the guys that left, when they leave me, after 1 year, all of them, they'll be crying, I want to come back.
Oh.
Yes. All my exes are in my DM. They are not married.
They are not.
None of them is married.
None of them is married. Yes. Could it be that the spirit that's making life hell for them?
Yes. So after they leave, the man knows that, oh, now they've left me. So he gives them their, like, the chain that
he chained them. He sets them free.
So when they go and they make it, because I was not treating them bad,
they
still remember me. Yes, they want to come back. I'm just scared that maybe if I go back to them, they will get spotted again.
So you want to fix yourself?
I want to fix myself
before you go.
Yes.
Wow, I think you are like the third person I know who says, I'm holding on. I want to fix myself first before I enter a relationship because I know there's a problem with me. You are not alone. There's a very fine lady that every man would want, but she's keeping herself. She doesn't want to do anything. When you ask her, she says, if I go in, the person will suffer.
Oh, it's true.
If I start, the person will suffer. So I want to fix myself. When I've fixed myself and I know nothing will happen, then I can go in and have a fruitful marriage. Oh, but you will be free. You'll be free. When we are done, we will talk. Okay? Yeah, you'll be free. This place is last stop. Don't worry, okay? Inshira is her name. Have you had a similar experience? One thing I'm applauding her for is the fact that she knows she's the cause. I mean, because she's been told. Maybe the people who told her lied. It is possible that you don't even have a spiritual marriage. It is possible that you don't have spiritual marriage. It is possible that it is something else far from spiritual marriage. But that's what you've been told. And you have accepted it, and you've carried the blame gallantly on your head and let people know that you might also be a cause, but I am the major cause. That alone is commendable. Because someone would have hidden it and be blaming people. That is not me. You are not treating me well.
Initially, when they told me, like those who told me, I didn't believe it.
You didn't believe it?
But yes. But when I went somewhere, I was looking for what was wrong. Yeah. So I went somewhere, and the lady, she didn't allow me to speak. The moment I got there, she just read cards. She reads cards.
Cards, yeah.
Yes. So she asked me to pick 3 cards so that she know what is wrong with me. The first card I picked, and she showed it to me, it was a demon that has chained a man. Yes. Then the second card I picked too is like there's a lady here, a man here, and they are facing like this.
Separate ways.
Yes.
You are looking here, he's looking there.
Yes. And the third one too is like a lady and a demon sitting at a table like with food. They are whining together. Then she explained to me that every man that will come, you see the chain, the first one that's how the demon makes the person. Put the person in chain. So when you're in chain, nothing will move on.
Nothing will move.
Yes. And the second one too, that
you are looking apart.
Yes. Any man that will come, like we will never agree. Most of us, every time confusion. Then the last one I picked, the demon, like is my at the moment I was married
to a demon.
So when I saw those 3 things, like she didn't pick the cards for me. She made me pick my own.
Yourself, yes.
She like the cards were turned upside down. She asked me to pick any 3, and the 3 I picked. She told me when I picked them, it would tell me what is wrong with me. And truly, when I picked them, that was working. So it confirmed the spiritual marriage thing. So that was when
you will be saved. You will be saved. And this one won't say it plenty. If you have a similar story to share, who knows? You could also get a solution from here. Call 0249-721410, 0249-721410, or +233-249-721410. Send a WhatsApp message, hit our inbox, leave a voice note. Just let us know, and we'll take it from there. Thank you very much, Inshira, for coming. God bless you. This thing there to go. It will go, and you will go back to having in Clement because you need to do it. Clement is sweet, though. Don't joke. It's sweet. You know it's sweet. If for nothing at all, the Nigerian guy made you see Pepe. All right. Big shouts to the crew and to all of you who watched. We out.